Hey, what's up, fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and toy collectors? This is Starstream 1988, and today I bring you a recap on an older toy. This is like a year old. This is the Power Rangers Super Samurai Spin Sword, or just Samurai Spin Sword, obviously. Now, I actually just picked this up at TJ Maxx. The reason I bought this was because for this particular review, it's a modification that I just never liked. Again, these are kids' toys, but you know, as a collector, you kind of want it to be closer to the Japanese one than you would, you know, than we were given, I should say. So, you know, in order to get it close, I kind of did a modification, and hopefully you'll like it and you'll do one yourself. Obviously, one thing that I haven't done yet is I haven't put the plug in here yet, because I want to, I think I found paint that will match this. And even then, if it doesn't match, I'll just do the whole thing just carefully. But I want it to match for when I have this on display. And the only reason I would probably I want to do this one more than any other weapons, because it's the first one that came out. So it's the one that I kind of want to keep on display. But yeah, but for this kind of review, this kind of modification, you'll need one of these. You'll need two of them, really, because what I'm about to do to one of these, it's needed, and it wouldn't be able to be fixed later on. So yeah, so you need a spin sword, you need the bazooka, and the bazooka is the one that made me want to try to do this review, this modification, because I just don't like the way it looks. I've never liked this. It makes sense for when you do the toy, when you start adding to it, and I'll show you that in a second. But so you need one of these. You'll need a Mega Blade, obviously. And so I know that's kind of big and it's taking a lot of space, but yeah, you'll need a Mega Blade. So that's one item. Put that to the side. I guess you can get the black box too if you so wish. For this modification, I'm not gonna use it really, but I'll show you what it looks like anyway at the end. And that'll basically be it. So, bringing back the Mega Blade out, I took out the sounds are there, but I just turned it off. But see, sounds are there still. I just, for the review, so it kind of doesn't get in the way. So if you have a Mega Blade and you have a Bozord, obviously, you know, you can do this. And I know this is a weird review because there's just not enough space to do it on camera here, but I'll give it my best shot. So you have to bring that out like that, and then you pop this in here, hold that button down, close that up. So obviously you have what they call the spear, supposedly the spear, right? And you can actually turn that forward so it's straighter. So this is what I never liked. I'm just kind of like, this just does not make sense. It just doesn't look right to me. It's actually pretty ugly. So I always wondered, well, why couldn't they make an attachment? Why couldn't they make an attachment so you could, you know, add the spin sword? Because I actually think the spin sword looks pretty good. That's not too bad. So I think that looks pretty cool. And obviously you can, you know, have the gun out, you know, the handle out like this, so you can hold it carefully and whatever not. And if you so wish, like I said, you could do the black box, and that looks cool, you know, whatever. So I was like, why can't we have blade to blade? So I came up with this idea. You can use a tool to modify the sword, but I noticed in looking at, after taking out the two screws here, because you do have to take this screw out and that screw out there, I noticed that if you properly cut this here, it might this might all come out. So you can't do that either, because now it just takes the function away of being able to do this. See how you can still see the logo and whatever not. So I came up with this. So this was my original one, and it's weird because you can see the color differences. See, that's the original one, and I probably should have done it to the new one, but I like the way the new one looks nicer, more. See how the color differences are? So I took this one, the original one, and unfortunately it's the one that I broke. So I unscrewed it, and instead of cutting it, because again this will just fall off more than likely, I mean it's attached to this section here, but you kind of need this anyway. So what I did was unscrewed it and then carefully just grabbed one end and just pulled, and then obviously did the same thing with the other one, and that's what I came up with, as you can see there. So you can still do that. I guess you can cut it if you want it to look cleaner, but you don't need to. It's just a waste of time. So now, instead of having that whole section just empty on the bazooka, you can now take the spin blade, add a disc. I'm adding the, let's say the bazooka disc, put that in there, clip it there, because it'll still clip in the front there. Okay, now you have all that space there, and you can still add the Mega Blade, and you can still close it, and it no longer gets in your way. And now you have a proper spear weapon. Look at that. What do you guys think? So, do that carefully, slowly there. There you go. Now, like I said, for those that might want to display all of it together, you can put the black box as an extra attachment. I don't like it though, because now I think it's just too tall, and it just doesn't make sense. But you could add the black box to it if you so wish, but I don't like it, to be honest. I mean, as a display purpose, I guess if you're just gonna leave it like on the wall or something, that's fine. But it's not symmetrical anymore. You know, it's just too tall again. So I probably prefer it without it. As when I display all of it, I'm gonna display it just like this. And then obviously my new spin blade, the second version with the proper color, I think, will be on display like this next to it or something like that. And obviously, like I said, I'm gonna custom paint this so it matches. I think, again, like I said, I think the paint that I got matches this here, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then I'll paint the whole thing so it just really matches. But yeah, that was basically it. I hope you enjoyed this quick little recap on an older toy that I just felt that needed to be fixed, and so no longer has that gap missing there, and it's a proper spear. So no matter which way the ranger would throw it, there's a blade on each side. So I think that's kind of cool. So tell me what you guys think, and that was basically it. You guys take care. As always, peace. Thanks for watching. Rate, subscribe, share, comment, all the good stuff. You guys take care. Bye.